Welcome on to the next lesson of the Blog Builder. This is in Module 3, and in this video I'm going to talk you through some basic search engine optimization. I mentioned in the plugins video in this course that I would focus more on that Yoast SEO plugin a little bit later on, and this is the video that I'm going to be focusing on that. So a big welcome from me. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Brad Brown, and if you have any questions or comments, please do pop them into the comments bar next to this video. So what have we run through in Module 3 so far? In the last video, I talked you through putting your Google Analytics code onto your website and how you can track those numbers. So that's done. Now it's time to talk about SEO, and then in the next video I'm going to talk a little bit about social media, but we'll touch on that more in the next video. So let's talk about search engine optimization. What is it? And I'm going to talk just in terms of Google here as far as search engines, but there are obviously lots. There's Bing, there's so many of them, but Google is the big one. And over the years, a lot of people have tried to game the system with regards to getting ranked in Google's rankings and higher up, because obviously the higher you rank for certain search terms, the more what they call organic traffic you're going to get to your website. And Google has been clamping down over the years on various sort of practices that are or have been employed to game the system. And you'll hear terms, you may know them, you may not, but when you start digging into this world, there's things that they call white hat, and then there's tactics that they call black hat. And black hat is the sort of tactics that are a bit shady, that Google doesn't like and frowns upon. And you'll also hear about Google updates that have absolutely obliterated website traffic, and they give them weird names. One was Penguin and Panda, and that's over the years. People in this sort of industry will talk about pre-Panda or post-Panda, and yeah, it's literally obliterated businesses, but that's because people were doing dodgy things. So if you do things the right way, Google is going to reward you. It does take time. It's not an overnight thing, but you want to set yourself up for success from the start. And the one thing you want to do is make sure you create content for people, not Google. Because if people like your content and they share your content, Google will pick up on that. So don't beat yourself up over that. And yeah, like I said, you want to give yourself the best chance possible to be found. And yeah, so it's not an exact science. Nobody knows exactly what Google looks for, but there are some things that you can do that will improve your chances. So let's log back into the back end of our website, and first thing I want to do is look at the settings. So if I go to settings, and I'm just having a look if it is under settings. No, it's not. It is under SEO. So if you click on SEO and then we go to dashboard, I wanted to just make sure that everything was set up here as it should. So we haven't configured it yet. It says, since you're new to SEO, Yoast SEO, you can configure the plugin. So let's go to General, open the configuration wizard, and I'm going to do this with you. I haven't done one of these things for years, and I'm just going to talk you through this as we go. So they obviously changed this quite a bit. So they want you to sign up for the newsletter. Yeah, I'm not really too keen, but I will unsubscribe as soon as we've done it. So actually I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go next. I don't really want to subscribe to the newsletter. So the environment, please specify what it's running on. It's production. It's a live site. It is a live site. So I'm going to go, this is a live site with real traffic. And then what type of site is it? In this case, it's just a blog. So you can choose what it is that your website is. Company or person. We are a person. Name of the person, I'm just going to put Brad Brown. You can put whatever it is for you. And then it asks you for your social profile. So you can put all of these in. I'm not going to put mine in now because it's going to take too much. So I'll put in my Twitter handle. And obviously the more of these things you can put in, the better it is, because it tells Google that everything's pointing to one place. And you can see this has been around. It's still got a MySpace URL, which is quite funny. So if you've got a Facebook page, if you've got an Instagram profile, if you're on LinkedIn, make sure you put them. Pinterest, YouTube, the works. So I'm just going to put my Twitter one in for now. And then post type visibility. So this is giving you the option, do you want your post to be visible to Google? And I would suggest yes. I'm not sure why somebody would want to create a blog and then hide it, but that's just my sort of thing. So the post type media, this is an interesting one. So your posts, you want visible, your pages you want visible, the media, what happens is whenever you upload an image, it creates a page, and I put that in air quotes. It's not actually on your website, but you can search for it, so it'll pop up in the search terms, and it is good to have it hidden because you don't really want people just coming for the images. So I'm going to leave it as next. Are there multiple authors? You can decide, say no. Google Search Console, to allow Yoast to fetch your Search Console information. Let's go to get Google authentication code, and we'll take it from there. So there we go. It's asking and allow it, and that's very similar to the same sort of thing that you had with your analytics. So then all you do is you copy that code and you put it in the authenticate box. It's now going to authenticate it, and it's done. Happy days. Oh, no profiles found. I haven't actually set up Search Console. That's probably why, now that I think of it. But you can set up Search Console. I would suggest you do it, and it'll be exactly the same way that you did with Google Analytics. So just search for Google Search Console and create a profile. And then title settings. So basically what's going to happen is on your website page within search results. So let me go search results, and I'm going to put in an example of, I'm just trying to think, a website. So let's go the Kona Edge, and I'll show you what I mean. So the separator is that thing there, okay? So the Kona Edge hyphen, that's what it would be. So on our site, it doesn't really do it because it doesn't give you that many options, but that's what you want. So you can either have a hyphen or that funny thing up there. So I'm going to go that thing, whatever it's called. And then we are good to go. So we are now configured, and I'm going to go close. So the plugin is now configured. You can watch, there's free tutorials if you want to dig into this a bit more. And then, yeah, I'm just going to close that because that's if there are errors, that's with Search Console, so I'm not going to do that now. So we are now configured, which is fantastic. Now what you want to do is when you create a post, and I'm going to go to all posts because I've created a post that I want to actually talk you through this entire process. So I've created a post since the last time we spoke, and I'm going to go and edit it. It's basically just a post that I've taken off another website of ours that we have set up, and that's it there. So if I click on it, you'll see it's, yeah, the player's not showing, but it doesn't really matter. But it's there's a whole lot of text, there's a couple of pictures, and that sort of thing. So it's a very, very long post. And basically what happens is we've created it exactly the same. I just copied it and pasted it straight across. That's why it's justified and that sort of thing. But then what we want to do again is we want to make sure we do categories. You want to do tags. So I'm going to say triathlon and do tags. So there's Claire Davis was her name that this article is about. So put a few tags in, and then go, and you can separate them with commas. So you can put few in, and then it puts it in there. That's fantastic. Okay, cool. So we haven't done a featured image. I'm just going to use one of the images that we've used already on the site. I've now put the featured image in there. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, once you've put all the content in, and this is huge, okay? So you'll see here at the bottom, there's a thing that says Yoast SEO. And this basically is a checklist that will help you optimize your post as best possible. So as it stands now, let me go to the top here as well. It says readability needs improvement if you look at the top right, and then SEO not available. So if I scroll all the way down to the bottom again, here's the Yoast SEO thing. So it says enter, you can choose, there's two tabs there, okay? So it says enter your focus keyword. So let's say for instance I want to put it as Ironman, because that's what this post is about. So I choose Ironman. It says no meta description has been specified. Search engines display copy from the page instead. You're linking to another page with a focus keyword you want this page to rank for. Consider changing that if you truly want to. So that's it basically analyzes your content, and then what it does is it says the focus keyword doesn't appear in the URL of this page. So I'm going to save that, because the interesting thing is the URL of this page is, if you scroll all the way to the top, you'll see here, this is the permalink is the URL. So it's blogbuilder.co.za, and it's got the date 2017-03-08-41. So I'm going to update this post, and you want to essentially change that because that really doesn't say anything to Google. And you want your keyword to be in your title, you want it to be in your permalink. So you'll see now we've just put that keyword in, and it says the SEO is good, but we want it to be better. So basically what we want to do, and you only have to do this once, and do it once and get it done. So if you go to settings, okay, and you click on permalinks here on the right, so I'm going to open it up in a new window. And it gives you the option of displaying your permalinks in different ways. So the default is day and name. So you've got the date and then the sample post. You've got month and name, you've got numeric post name. So this is what it'll look like. So you can have plain where it's just P123, that's the number of the post. Sample post, like it's not the greatest. The best one, in my opinion, is if you go post name. So it'll be blogbuilder.co.za / and then the sample post. It'll take the title. So I'm going to go save changes. And what you'll see now is if I refresh this page, it's going to change that permalink. Or it should. No, it hasn't because I haven't created it. So I'm just going to call it Claire Davis Ironman. But you'll see when you do that, when you add a new post, it pulls it out from the title. So I'm going to go Ironman, there we go, and click OK. So you'll see there it's now changed. I'm actually going to spell her name right, that'll help. And then click OK. So that's how you edit the permalink if you want to. So if I now go down to the bottom again, and I look at that block, it'll say, where is it now? The focus keyword appears in the URL of this page. So it was red, it's now gone to green, which is fantastic. So meta description, if you look over here, there is that block there. And I'm just trying to see. Okay, so Facebook title and the meta is normally here. You know what? Okay, so I think it might be that it is hidden. So again, if the block's not there, you'll see on the top right, there's a thing that says screen options, okay? And it gives you various options with regards to what you want to show on your page. So the one I'm going to go excerpt, so make sure that that's there. And then I'm just looking to see if there's any others. Send trackbacks, custom fields. Let's go custom fields. And that should do it, I think so. You'll see now at the bottom, if we scroll all the way down, it's now got an excerpt and then there's custom fields. So it's not the custom fields one, that's for sure. And I am just looking, oh, here we go. So this is it here. This is your meta description. Sorry, they've just changed it on Yoast. So where it says edit snippet, this is what it's going to look like in the search results. So you can, by default, it pulls out the first sentence of the actual post. So I'm going to go edit snippet, and there we go. So SEO title, this is the title that's going to show up on Google. So I'm going to call it, I'm going to call it Ironman Claire. And there's certain links that these sort of posts can be. You'll see this bar is filling up as we go. Incredible Ironman Kona journey. Okay, so there we go. That is okay. If I keep on going, you'll see it changes slightly. That's probably more optimized. Shoot, and then I go and move it. And then, sorry, I'm just putting this into to see what happens. You don't want it too long, but so I'm just going to leave it as that. You can, it's better longer than shorter. So yeah, there we go. So meta description. So saying, I'm just going to type something in here quick. Okay, so I've changed the title around slightly. I've changed the meta description. So if you now look at the bottom, it says you're linking to another page with a focus keyword. So because I've copied and pasted it from another website, it's linking back to that website. So it wouldn't have that ordinarily. It says the page has got no unfollow links and 60 normal outbound links, which is great. So you want links pointing out to different websites. And then it says the images on this page, alt images, focus attributes the focus keyword, which is great. What that means is I mentioned the alt. So if I click on that and I go edit, you'll see the alternate text. There's the word Ironman. So that's pretty much exactly what I'm talking about. So make sure that your alternate text have your focus keyword that you're trying to rank for on this page. And it basically tells you, ideally you want your post to be at least 300 words long. This one's 6,000, so that's great. It tells me the length of the meta description is long enough. The page is a nice title length. So you want to try and get this as green as possible, and you'll have to play around with it in order to get it. And then readability, this is quite an interesting one, because again, you want to create this for content for people and not for Google. And it looks and analyzes your content, and it gives you suggestions. So basically what they're saying is you want a heading with no more than 300 words after the heading. So it says 10 of the subheadings are followed by more than the recommended maximum 300 words. So you want to make the paragraphs or the text after the subheadings less. 10 of the paragraphs are longer than 150 words. So short paragraphs, this is just the way people read. It makes sense. So 47% of the sentences contain more than 20. So it means the sentences are very long. People just don't read like that. I mean, it's just weird. So yeah, so you want to try and shorten the sentences. And then, yeah, it really analyzes the writing, which is great. And if you can sort that out, it really, really helps with the rankings. The text contains 4 consecutive sentences starting with the same word. Try and mix things up. So it really does. And they work on something called the Flash Reading Score, or Reading Ease, and they analyze it. So yeah, work around this. So I'm going to show you what I mean by the subheadings. So I don't even know if there are subheadings in this thing. It doesn't look like there are, actually. So it's probably taking it. So I'm going to put Iron Man, and put your keyword in the Iron Man. I'm just writing a whole bunch of gobbledygook, so to make it a little bit more readable. So I'm going to go paragraph, and I'm going to make that heading 2. Okay, so that's great. And then what I want to do is these paragraphs are really big, and make them slightly shorter, and that will make this thing a little bit better. So yeah, just really mess around with it. That's long. Okay, so that's just an idea of what you want to do. Is you want to break this up a little bit, and this is a transcription, so it's literally word for word how we speak, and that's probably one of the issues, is we just need to break it up a little bit. So there's another one of the subheadings, which is great, and I'm going to make that another sentence. So yeah, I'm just mixing this up as much as I can, and so I'm doing this. I mean, this is a really long post, so I'm making those shorter. I'm going to make that another heading. So basically what happens is, if we now scroll down to the bottom, it should have changed some of those things because they are a bit better. So there we go. It's now changed at 9 of the subheadings, 8 of the paragraphs. So again, fix it as much as you can, get it down to green as much as you can go. I'm not going to go through all of those details now, but yeah, the readability needs improvement. The SEO is good. So happy days. That's with regards to the SEO. And it does take a bit of time, but let me tell you, from the greater scheme of things, and if you do it right the first time around, you never have to go back and fix it, and it works like an absolute bomb over time. So that's pretty much it for search engine optimization. And in the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit about social media, and I'm going to touch on this post as well, because there's something you can do in this area with regards to social media to help get it shareable and make it a lot better. So get those questions in. If you have any, please pop them in the bar next to this video, and we'll chat in the next one.